Tonight, new details on Trump's brazen desecration of the People's House, the White House. The Wall Street Journal reporting that he fast-tracked the demolition of the East Wing by firing 3 Biden-appointed members of a 12-person planning committee. Quote, installing his own panel of loyalists, including senior White House officials, giving Republicans control of a little-known body with outsized influence over the White House complex. Now, that happened way back in July, around the time Trump falsely promised that the historic East Wing wouldn't come down.
With the current building, it'll be near it, but not touching it, and pays total respect to the existing building, which I'm the biggest fan of. It's my favorite place. I love it. We determined that after really a tremendous amount of study with some of the best architects in the world, we determined that really knocking it down, trying to use a little section, the East Wing was not much. In order to do it properly, we had to take down the existing structure.
Trump's $300 million construction project has become his obsession. The Journal reporting, quote, he is involved with every aspect of planning. Companies have brought product samples to the Oval Office for Trump to review, and he has kept materials in the dining room off the Oval as he weighs design choices. It's clear Trump sees the White House as his personal property and not the People's House that we pay for with our taxes. Democrats have been slamming Trump for this over the weekend.
They're literally not just taking a wrecking ball to the White House, they're taking a wrecking ball to our very values.
That house doesn't belong to him, New York. It belongs to us. It belongs to the people of this country.
What the oligarchs fear, what they fear is the people will start understanding that this country belongs to us, not them.
Trump's authoritarianism goes hand in hand with greed and selling the U.S. presidency to the highest bidder. This weekend, hosting the ruler of Qatar on Air Force One, a man who gifted Trump that controversial new plane, as Trump commits to building a $5.5 billion golf course in Qatar. This just days after Trump accepted a legally dubious $130 million gift from a reclusive American billionaire and Trump backer. Trump claims this money will be used to pay troops during his government shutdown, but as the New York Times points out, it would only come out to about $100 per service member. Joining me now is Ambassador Norm Eisen, co-founder of The Contrarian on Substack. He was the top ethics lawyer for Barack Obama, founder and executive chair of Democracy Defenders Fund, and also co-founded CREW, Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington. Norm, thank you so much for joining us this evening. I want to start with this $130 million to the military. When I first heard that story, first off, it seems so bizarre to me because it's not a private army. I don't ever remember seeing service members out washing cars in the driveway to raise funds. So I don't know how someone can give that kind of money. Don't just tell us the ethical implications of this, but how is this money going to be used? Can it just be thrown in with our tax money? Like, what is the background of this and how could it actually be distributed?
Jason, I never would have allowed a private individual to pay the salaries of military members, because whenever people write checks, large ones, like for $130 million, that comes with strings attached. And Donald Trump has put the government up for sale to the high bidder. And that idea, another reason I wouldn't have allowed it when I was giving ethics advice in the White House, was because the law has standards that are breached by this payment. If the military cannot be paid by Congress, you can't do an end around, and the law says so. No end arounds to have a private individual pay. Moreover, the Pentagon is using its gift authority, but you can only use the statutory gift authority for proper purposes. Like with that gold-plated jet, where we at Democracy Defenders Fund objected, and we filed a complaint with the Office of Inspector General. This huge payment is not in America's best interest, besides which it's not enough to pay the service members.
That's what sort of hit me about this. And I want to show you this list right now. Bernie Sanders put up a tweet recently on corporate tax breaks and the ballroom donations. So we're already talking about the fact that some random person, again, who we don't necessarily know because it's a reclusive person, gave $130 million to the military. Now we see that Trump's big, beautiful bill gave to Google, gave Amazon a $16 billion tax break, Microsoft, Facebook. And lo and behold, now all of these corporations have given him money for this $300 million addition to the ballroom. What is going to be our obligation, or how can we track these companies going forward? Because they got a tax break, they're funding the new East Wing. How do we know they're not also just going to be getting deals in Congress, and how would we potentially stop that as a country?
Well, the American people are going to be the ultimate guardrail, Jason, because they elected Donald Trump on a promise to drain the swamp. He's flooding the swamp with corporate cash. And if you think these enormous subs, huge checks to the Pentagon to build the Golden Ballroom, to provide this gilt Air Force One, if you think those don't come with strings attached, you're not paying attention. Corporations view this as an investment. They want returns. They're getting those returns, and they're going to demand more. So for Donald Trump to scratch his itch, he wants that ballroom, he wants that plane. We run the risk of the American public interest being sold out. Now, there's a variety of other laws that are implicated at the Democracy Defenders Fund. We're litigating over 200 cases and matters. And I think you're going to see more litigation because these payments are illegitimate.